Okay, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Justine Nswemu. And today we have someone else beautiful, and she's going to introduce herself. Yes, let me give her a chance to introduce herself. Hello.
Hello, hi.
I'm fine.
I'm Nana Kagga.
You look beautiful.
Oh wow, thank you. She's finally on the compliments, but I'm Nana Kagga and I'm humbled and honored to
I'm
be
really
here.
excited to meet you here.
Really?
Yes, I'm happy. I don't know.
I'm a very, very, very weird person.
Mm.
I'm sure you know that.
Anyways,
Yes.
basically we have a project that is running,
Mhm.
and like I told you before, so it's about the fashion industry. You've been
Yes.
in the fashion industry, the filming industry.
Yeah.
We want you to share that. I don't know, how can I call it? Basically, the one thing I had to start with was the Miss Uganda challenge. Yes.
Oh wow.
Let me
Okay.
start with that because I think it's burning.
Yes. Wow. So I sat on the last Miss Uganda, which produced Queen Abinacho, and I was rather harsh with the girls, as they say, because
Are you really harsh?
I don't think so. I just think that when you're going to put yourself out there to be judged publicly, you need to be told very early on what your shortcomings are.
Yes.
And I hope that people understand that when someone tells you, like, you wake up at 5 a.m. to come to Miss Uganda,
Exactly.
and you know, you don't even ask people, like, what are my shortcomings? Why don't you practice? Why would you put yourself in front of people whose job is to say, this is not right, that's not right, this person has to go? I believe that in life you should never give anyone any excuse to disqualify you from anything. So when that particular contestant walked in and said, oh my god.
Yes.
And she said what she said, I was taken aback, because if you're from the central region
Yes,
and
yes.
you speak Luganda, give it the respect it deserves. Don't give it an accent. I don't understand it when people decide to give, just be you. Like, we're so African, we're so proud of it. If you can speak English, do it fantastically. If you speak Luganda, do it fantastically. I believe in giving everything 200%. So when she said what she did say, I was taken aback, and I normally, as a person, I don't know how to filter. I am like, what did you say? I gave her 2 chances to be
To say it.
yes. And she just kept thinking, okay, obviously you don't know. Let me educate
It's
you.
you.
And now where I am as a person, I was just like, okay, at 42 years, I've earned the right to tell people when you're being offensive. I've earned the right to
Yes, yes.
say to you, if you're going to walk up here to compete for Uganda, which actually has 52 local languages, the one you've chosen better come correct. Don't come there and be like, hello, my name is Chantal Chanel. Anyway, it was a moment, and I had no idea that people had developed this whole idea of bullying. I was called a bully, and I'm like, in life, if you're competing on that international stage, I am your last gateway. If I don't tell you, you're going to get there and be disqualified, and it will traumatize you. So if we don't prepare our girls, if we don't prepare them for rejection, for criticism, what are we really giving them? We're telling them, go out into the world, be mediocre, and see how the world treats you. So, yeah.
Did it affect you anyhow?
No, I
So
think,
it looked normal.
no, it didn't. To me, I was being me. And everyone, I'm not a bottle of wine. I can't please everyone. So in this world, I know for a fact there are people that don't like me. We all have people that don't like you,
Yes,
not
yes,
necessarily for
exactly.
any reason. You have people that like you. You have people that don't really know you but still form an opinion about you. So when that backlash came, my first instinct was to protect my children.
Exactly.
Me as a person,
It's
I said it. So, you know, I'm not claiming it was right, because everyone has their own opinion of right and wrong. But to me, it would have been a disservice to that girl if I hadn't said it. So, yeah.
So you've been to that panel. Most of the time, Miss Uganda Foundation doesn't put up the qualifications needed
Yes.
from a girl.
Yes.
So the fact that you've been to that panel, what do they consider? Because they don't put it up that you shall consider this and this and this and this and this.
Mm.
So most of the time, girls when they start saying, see, they've selected only the beautiful girls,
Right.
they've selected only the tall girls.
Right.
So the fact that you've been to that panel,
Yes.
kindly brief us what they consider basically.
You know
Why
what?
you be cheating exams?
No. First of all, I think every beauty pageant has a certain height limit that you can't be under, because let's face it, just like dark-skinned girls were told they're not pretty for the longest time, short women have also been told they're not pretty. Now, when you're dark and as short as I am, you develop a mouth and an attitude. That's how you get through. That's how you get through life. But anyway, so neither did I know what the qualifications are.
Seriously?
Yes, I didn't quite
So
get.
you just sat in the panel and you know this one was perfect, this one was perfect.
You know, I work with presence. You know, there's some people that enter a room and for no reason your eyes go to them. So if you're going to have 50 something, 100 and something beautiful girls in a room, the one that represents Uganda has to have that extra something, that grace that makes a queen, that when they enter, people are like, who is that? And it's not classical beauty, it's not anything I can put my finger on. It's that something that people, I don't know. And if you've ever seen someone who's not generally beautiful, she wouldn't be beautiful in a conventional sense, but when you see them, you stop. You're like, okay, I don't know what it is about that girl. Yes, but it has caught your attention. You want to be in their presence. You want to bask in it. You want to know them. You want to talk to them. It's an interesting thing. So when we got a checklist, I remember very well, but I'm not very good with following rules. So I think I put it to the side.
Okay.
So I put it to the side, and so I put that to the side. But as far as I know, I don't know if the girls are given what is expected of them. But I do know that we did get a chance after the first round, and we had sieved out the ones that weren't quite what we're looking for because of height, or the way they answered questions, or the way they presented themselves, the way they articulate themselves, their ability to answer question and process them. Forget intelligence, but their ability to listen is key. A lot of people don't listen, by the way. A girl walk into a room prepared to dazzle you, so whatever you say, they don't hear because they're hell bent on delivering their speech and their strut and their this. And to be a queen, most of the time people don't get it, that to be Miss Uganda, you have to be empathic to people, listen to them, absorb, solve problems, listen to problems. So it was a
So that moment after all the trouble that was going around, and now you got the crown, the African crown.
yes.
So you felt like, yes.
I was
You got the
validated.
answer.
I said, I literally was like, okay then, next time I want the Ugandan population to come after me again. And if I ever sit on that panel again, I will do the same thing. I don't believe
So
in
you get to sit
mediocrity.
on it today.
I don't know. I did like killing some dreams. You know, like there's
Did you kill somebody's dream?
no, there's some girls I had to sit down and say, look, this isn't your life. It is a great dream, but it isn't your life.
It's important.
And if you continue to pursue it, you'll continue to find sadness and rejection, and it will continually strip away at your self-esteem. So there's sitting people down and saying, I know you want this really bad, but in all honesty, I can't give it to you because I can't send you to the international stage for more judges to tear you apart, to tell you you're not worthy, to do this. And I think sometimes young girls want to go into beauty pageants to validate themselves. Maybe their mothers didn't love them enough. Maybe their fathers. Maybe at school they were bullied and teased, so they want to prove to the world that they're just as beautiful as anyone else. And that is never a reason to go into a beauty pageant, ever. So there's some that you can tell are emotionally unstable. Forget, they can be physically perfect, but they can be emotionally, that they can't take criticism. You see a girl like literally crumble before you. She walks in like this, then you have those who we had that were overly confident, and you're like, girl, I want to be you. I don't even know how you do it. Like, but
I think it's fun. The different girls coming in with different attitudes that she feels she's the best, but
I don't think it's fun. I really don't think it's fun. I think that when you take it from the other, some are funny. We had some girls that we just put through because they were just so like, give me, guys, give me, at least let me get to it. And then, but to be around someone like that is to live, because you just are like, I don't know what to say to you. You look at them and you laugh, and those are the ones who bring the joy in the competition. The ones who are like, okay, look, I know you guys are debating about me, but I'm willing to work, and so that's something as well. But you get different girls, and I found it a little stressful because I have a daughter, and I kept in my head imagining if my daughter walked in, I would hope that if she was in pageant material, that there would be someone on the other side of the panel that could just say to her, you need to stop, don't go any further. Yes. I really.
So how should a girl prepare before going to the pageant?
Oh my God. First of all, understand that there's different standards of beauty. There's different standards of beauty. Understand your strength. When I say understand your strength, if you have beautiful eyes, accentuate. If you are dark, please don't bleach your skin in the face and then come to a beauty pageant that the rest of your body is light skin. Hygiene. If they tell you it's the bikini round, kindly wax down there. Do not turn up for the judges. The lawn is not mowed, as I like to call it, because even that's like, oh, okay.
Exactly.
Yes, so take the time to understand your body as well. Not everyone has to be skinny. Beauty doesn't come in one package. If you know you have big breasts, kindly wear one suit. Like, understand yourself. Then understand that you'll be judged, you'll be criticized, you won't be everyone's cup of tea. Prepare yourself emotionally so that when you walk in there, if someone tells you, you're not what we're looking for, justify why you should be there. And then do some research about the country you're representing. Do not come and we ask you who composed the Uganda national anthem. This generation is different, and everyone is like, and you're like, wow. So they're going to ask you these questions about world poverty and who Mother Teresa is, and you're going to stand on that stage and be like, I'm pretty though. So girls, prepare. Do your nails, not like paint them blue or whatever. Make sure everything is clean, everything is neat. Be as natural as possible. Seriously, do not come to a beauty pageant with a blonde wig. Do your research, because they're looking for natural beauty, a product they can work with to bring out that queenly thing. I'm not beauty pageant, so I don't know, but what I do know is that know why you're there, and then be your best competition. Stop focusing on this girl is prettier than me. No, it's just you against you. Yeah.
Okay, so apart from the fashion industry, I see you do films.
Yes.
So how do you find the film industry? I think the film industry is a bit better than the modeling industry.
I wouldn't go so far as to say that. This is Uganda.
Yes, but still, even the movie industry is changing a bit.
Yes.
In this country.
The movie industry is at the cusp of evolving, and so is a lot of industries. I don't know if you know about Joram Muzira, but he's exporting girls like crazy. They're hitting the Gucci runways, Valentino, Stella McCartney. When that starts to happen, when our girls start to be hot commodities, you know that there will be change. But the fashion industry is a brutal mistress. I don't even want to go there.
Please go there.
It's the inability to be above a certain size, to be constantly asked to strip down, be painted, be judged. Let's face it, even in the fashion industry, racism is huge. It's the same in the film industry. When I was in Hollywood, and I'm going, and then at audition, they'll always be like, yeah, bring a black girl. Let her stand next to the blonde girl so we have that contrast. Angel, darkness. And I'm like, okay, you know, as long as I'm getting, how much am I getting paid? Because I don't believe in taking things to heart. Sometimes you need to be the change you want to be. So if you walk into an industry and there is racism and you quit, you are not necessarily solving the problem. You're just leaving it for another person to incur. But if you're given that blessing to be in a position of power to speak about certain things, you should do it. You should do it, because I would hate to get to my grave and have 1,000 regrets for not having said certain things and not having shared certain things. The film industry in Uganda, I don't want to call it terrible. Like everything in life, there has to be a journey, and that journey defines the result. The film industry in Uganda is still quite young. As much as we don't want to acknowledge it, it is young. Hollywood is over centuries old. Nollywood though, okay, I have to give it up for my Nigerian brothers. They really have worked that system. But you have to also remember, Nigeria is 118 million people that consume their own product. So the revenue from the film industry in Nigeria is a lot. Uganda has how many millions of people? And we are brutal with our products. People are like, shut. How can I go? I don't even like Nana Kagga. She's too loud. We forget that the person is not their product. So if I want to tell you a story, I am going to put it in a film or a TV series. But you find here that people will hate the product just because they don't agree with you or they disagree with you for whatever reason. So personally for me, innately I'm a storyteller. So whether I make money out of this industry or not, I like giving voices to the voiceless. I want to tell, especially women's stories, because that's my truth. My truth is what I've been through, what my friends have been through, what I've seen my mother going through, what I see my neighbor going through. The only way I know how to champion women is to tell the stories that they'd rather have us not tell. You know, you're supposed to be silent. You're not supposed to have an opinion. You can't be everything. And yet you can. I'm a mother, I'm an entrepreneur. I write scripts, I do film, I'm a petroleum engineer. I generally do whatever I feel my soul needs at that time. Yeah, but you know, that's the thing. You choose what brings you joy. What brings you joy? What do you wake up in the morning and say to yourself, if I don't do this, it's like I didn't wake up this morning. For me, those are my kids. Once I get into school or once we get here and I get into my script writing, because when I write scripts, I feel like I'm alive. I can create a whole different world. I can change the day. I can write about things I hear that make people uncomfortable. And I can put them in my words and hope that when I'm gone, and they will live on, and they can be topics for debates, and they can be hated. I don't know, but I get to tell stories, and it's a beautiful gift.
So sorry to go back, but about the Miss Uganda pageantry.
Yeah.
So how would you advise someone who is being chased to? Because some girls they always chased, and they're like, okay, what was the reason of chasing me? What did I do? Do you advise them to come back? Because sometimes they're afraid to come back. I have a few colleagues that have tried it like more than 3 times, and they're like, no, I'm giving up. I've tried it so many times, but I'm already stopped from the auditions. Is it really necessary to go back to try again?
If it's your dream, if it's your destiny,
But
if
it
you
could be
feel.
my dream when I'm not.
But
meant
this
to
is
be
the
there.
thing. I always advise people research pageantry, research beauty contests. If you fall below, let's just say you're short. If you're short, you can't fix short. You cannot.
Yes,
It's not
you
like you
cannot.
can lie about it or wear a pair of heels. You can't. But if you meet the specs you see in beauty pageants, then ask yourself why. Go see someone who's literally judged before. What we don't do as people is go to people to mentor us and say, you know, I'm this height, I've got this, I diet, I work out, but I'm disqualified all the time. Find out what it is about you that puts those judges off. Sometimes you go in there and they can smell your fear. Has anyone ever walked into a room and you're like, okay, this one is good, even before I say anything? As soon as you open your mouth, they jump. You're like, hi. You're like, breathe. I get that beauty pageantry is almost the same as casting. I get a lot of actors, and they walk into my audition room already having disqualified themselves. I haven't even asked them already because they don't believe in them. So they walk in and go, Miss Nana, I just hope you like me. I don't have to like you. Exactly. I just need to be blown away by your ability to depict the character that you're doing. I might hate you, but if you're the greatest actor, guess what? My film needs you. I'm going to have to bring you back. People walk into rooms wanting to be liked. They want to be loved. They want to be told, oh my God, you're the best thing to happen. So understand why after 3 times you are being cut. Find out from people. There's a Miss Uganda office at Governor. Just go to Brennan and Nyonyo. She's so truthful. She'll tell you this is what's wrong with you, this and this and this, and if you can work on it, come back. But if they tell you that and you feel like it's not something you can change, walk away. Because you get nothing but rejection. And let's face it, as human beings, Bananga, they can only reject you so many times before you're like, you know what? I'm done. You know what? You know when you're like, okay, that person rejected me, that person. So you go through life hating these people who don't even care about you.
They even don't know you, even if they find you somewhere.
I got, after the Miss Uganda pageant, I got a lot of backlash from people. And I wanted to ask them, do you even know me? Like, you don't know me. Why would you put so much hate on someone you have no idea who they are? But that's the society we live in. Because Facebook went crazy. The abuse came. I was an old hag. I was jealous of the youth. I was like, okay. But it taught me something. It's the same thing if you don't win in Uganda. Even the current Miss Uganda is being torn apart. Why are we like that as a people?
Yet she did something.
She went there. She worked hard.
Really perfect.
Who she is who she is. And the panel that chose her believed she had something special. But when she got onto the international stage, maybe it wasn't her day. But instead of saying, well done, you did us proud for turning up, we're like,
we saw that coming.
Now imagine if you go into every pageant and that is what they say to you. Read a book or something. And these days there are no chills. People just are savage, as they call it. It's just people say whatever they want. Social media is a shield. People hide behind these phones and these cameras and literally destroy human beings. I'd rather face you. That's who I am. I face you and I'm like, Justin, I don't like you. And then it's like, okay, so I'm breathing. I just don't believe Yeah, I don't believe in not facing people. If I don't like you, I'll be like, I'm always like, I don't want you to hear it third hand. Or I spoke about you about some things, so let's get this out of the way. And yeah, there's some people that actually think I'm great. Others think I am a horrible person, but I can't fix the world. I can't. So yeah. So I just think that if you are being rejected and you look at Queen Ambinacho and you're just as close to as she is, there's a reason. Sometimes it's the way you act, it's the way you walk around, it's the way you talk to the other girls, it's the way you talk to the judges. What these girls forget is when you're in that audition room, it's not only when you're in front of the judges. We watch you, even when you're interacting with other girls. Some are mean. You look, oh my God, some are mean. And you're like, she might be physically perfect. Then you experience her like at lunchtime when you're all on break and some of the judges, then you can watch these girls and you see how they interact with others. And some are horrible human beings. And then you think, and then we need to put a crown on my head. What will she become? She hasn't even yet sat on that throne, And now she's already telling people, "Oh, I'm coming for you guys. You don't know I am that." You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with confidence, but there's
But too
nothing
much
better than
confidence.
confidence and kindness. Those two are beautiful things. Be confident in who you are, but be kind in the way you interact with people, because you never know in life. You know, that's what makes a true queen. When you can really be confident in yourself, but never, ever, ever have to step on someone to get where you're going. That's how I feel on this.
Okay. Thank you very much. I've learned something, by the way.
Yeah.
I hope everyone has learned something.
I hope so
I've
too.
learned many things from you.
Yes.
Thank you. It was nice having you.
Thank you so
You
much.
really look beautiful.
Oh wow!
Besides the age.
From one melanin queen to another.
Yes.
Besides, yeah, the age, I always.
Such a hair.
No, not this one, but I do have an afro. Not this particular. This one I was going to Markison Falls, and I was like, I want to be as close to my natural hair as possible, which is still an afro. But I was not about to have the giraffe sniffing in. You know. I'm not hating, but I'm still a black chick with my hair. I am like, you know what, girl, put an afro on it. So they. They sold it, and then I'll just be in the national park. You know how you stand in those vans with the wind blowing, and I'm like, yes, it will not go down even if it rains, because you know natural hair just. Then it's just I'm like, okay, I'm still gonna look cute. So in the Dina's videos, I'm still.
Okay.
Yes.
It was nice having you, and please don't forget to subscribe. Do you have anything else to say?
No, I just wish that all the young women that actually watch this and all the young men have to understand that in life, you don't have to be liked. The only person you have to believe in is you. And there's nothing like your own belief in you, because nobody else is going to validate you. So go out in the world, be the best you can be. And in being the best, you read, you research, you learn everything you can about where you want to go.
And you listen.
Exactly. Listening is key, because there's always someone who's going to be trying to tell you something, and they might not deliver it in the way you expect them to, but always listen, because sometimes even in abuse comes advice.
Comes advice, exactly.
Exactly.
Someone can tell you something and it hurts you, but when you think about
it, you're like, okay.
I didn't know.
You know? And then we never know what people are going through. We never know what people are going through. So sometimes when you're on the other end, receiving end of someone who's probably trying to destroy your dream, remember why you chose to have that dream. Always. Because there's nothing that has killed more dreams than one sentence. What will people think? Do you know that?
Yes.
Isn't that like
Yes.
the most amazing? So every time someone says, what will people think of you? You are shouting, you are loud, and you're like...
Exactly.
So you start to kill parts of yourself. The ones that make you special, the ones that make you unforgettable. Then you start to package yourself like the generic cereal box, like everyone else's cornflakes, and you are a Weetabix. So you go, okay, I just need to stop being so loud. I just need to stop. And
because I need to make people
exactly.
happy.
And I need to find a desk job, and I need to pay my bills on time, and I need to. So remember why you choose what you choose. Live, learn, enjoy yourself, and don't forget to live. When I say to live, not to exist, because a lot of people exist. They wake up every day and hope the day is better. Living is when you wake up, look at the world, and say, okay, bring it on. I am ready.
I'm ready.
You know when sometimes you wake up, you're like, you know what? And you know, like literally,
Yes.
just like, all right, whatever comes, comes. And even through sadness and death, you find purpose, because you're just out there going, you know, today I might be rich, I might be poor. Well, but you know what? I'm still breathing. And I've had many moments like that where I want to give up on things. And I want to just become the woman we're told an African woman should. The one who never makes waves. The one who never goes into places. And when I see a friend, I'm like, oh, one guy, go on, you know, but I am that woman. I am the one. When I see a young girl winning, I don't know how to keep quiet. So when I saw Miss Nigeria cheering on Miss Jamaica, I was like, you know, we need to be more like that. We need to tell our friends
We need
how
to go back there and
phenomenal.
start folding your face.
You know,
because
and be
someone
like, I didn't win, but she won, but she's not even that
She's
pretty.
even
But,
not qualified. They cheated.
you know, but God doesn't give you what you're not ready for. When you're ready for it, you do receive it. But remember that in being ready for something is to open yourself up to help others on your journey, even when you feel like you've hit rock bottom. So a lot of people keep saying, but you're lucky, you have this and you're that. Not necessarily. I just laugh a lot. Because sometimes you're so overwhelmed with problems, there's no other option but to laugh. Haven't you ever like sat down one time and they tell you there's no yaka, there's no water, and then you just like
Someone will think everything.
Yes.
But
Yeah. And the days when I'm like, oh my God, today I am losing it. Then I'll put on my best dress, my best pair of high heels, call my girls up and be like, okay, we're just going to go out and we go to Susan's place because we know we have a tab. So I drink for free and pay later. And then you just feel good for that moment. You live, pretend you're 20, even when you're 40. Pretend to talk to people. Let them talk to you. Like, open up. I just don't know.
and relax a bit and just sit.
Yeah. We're so obsessed with I need to be perfect. And your generation is totally on another level. There's a whole spectacle going on about this girl who wore this dress and then did that pose. And you know, that's just like that
Yes.
pose. And you know what? I have to say, if you're going to dish it out and critique other people, when something like that happens to you, because it will happen over and over again, as human beings, we must fail. Because only in failure do you become the best version of yourself.
Yes.
So, yes, I looked at it as well and I was like, okay, people have a point, but be kind. And then don't respond to people. She's feeding the beast. She
Yes,
just
yes.
keeps feeding it like anybody. If she had just kept quiet,
Exactly.
we
And
all
because
would have
this
been.
is Uganda.
Yes, and we
one
have,
thing you should
and
know.
the Christmas period, we have very little to do.
Everyone is on holiday, so
Social media is a buzz. I'm sure that OTT guys are getting a lot of money.
Exactly,
But
yes.
all I'm saying is that stop obsessing about always appearing perfect. It's just a little stumble. You didn't fall down, you didn't die, nobody broke a leg or an arm. You just, something happened and it didn't look right.
fit in and
You
let's
should
go
be on talk shows making fun of yourself, because that's the only time when we really get to see the human ability to have fun. To say, even if she had gone and said, but now, guys, even me, I see. You know what I mean?
Yes. People
Then
be laughing
yes,
and
then people
it
will be
be
like, you know what, you're my girl, like girl, you know what, I'm on your team, because I would have also been like, you know,
yes.
you just go out there and you say, maybe that day I was really coming to kill you, but
You put that caption that will make it.
but narimba zizenga ngenda kuba kubisarugoye, and somehow between home and that, I don't know what happened, my good people. And otumaze or mazaba, because people will be like, anyway, yes. And then you can find some fun in it, and then take that dress, put it online, and say, guys, I'm auctioning off this dress. Every time I look at it, you know, yes, and the proceeds will go to an orphanage, and you know, that is what is called living, instead of trying to be, I don't know. Please, I'll not be taking any photos. I'm in my head, I'm like,
okay,
all right,
then stay in your bed.
so why are you even out and about if this is so traumatic for you? But the constant need to feed on this attention that people get, I don't even remember if anyone took a photo of me at the Asphalt. I was there, but I don't like to be, because I'm human and I don't like photographs. I never know how to pose, and you might get like one decent one out of 10 because I'm constantly trying to talk to everyone around me, so you know, mouth goes like that. So I literally always am so conscious about it. And then as much as I am in the public eye, I don't like red carpet events, because again, they require perfection.
Yes.
And then, you know, I like a good drink, and I'll have a glass of wine. Then once I have it, then I'm anxious. I'm like, can people tell I've had a glass of wine? Oh my God. So what do I do? You know. So I tend to just, if you get a picture of me, great. But I don't know how to maximize the whole thing. I'm just grateful to be there. I was even at a table. I was like, woo-hoo, this is the life. And it had free Ciroc. I was like, okay. Nana, sit up straight. Act like you're a lady. No shouting at people. Then I saw my girl. I was like, Tina! Yeah, so yeah. But it's so lovely to have me. And I think we shall stop recording.
Yes,
right
it's
now.
been amazing having you. You're a great person. Thank you for your time.
Thank you,
Please don't
Justine.
forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel.